Hi friends, it's Belinda here from Bee Making Joy, and welcome to my channel. This is episode 9 of What Brings Me Joy, where I come to you approximately every 2 weeks to share my knitting progress, some sneak peeks of what I'm designing, some projects of other designers that I'm working on, and a little bit about my life. And if you're new here, welcome, and if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much. I appreciate you coming back. If you like what you see, I really appreciate you clicking the like button because that helps more people to see the video. Today is Tuesday, June the 1st. No, Thursday. Sorry. Today is Thursday, June the 1st, and I hope to get this episode uploaded today. We just got back from Victoria on Tuesday, so as I'm unpacking and repacking, I thought I'd show you my progress. I'm wearing today again my Elana Seafoam Crop top. My version is a waist length actually. It's still in the test knitting phase. I haven't gotten as many test knitters as I would like, so I've extended the deadline to June the 30th. The testing is being done on Yarn Pond, so you can find a link to my Yarn Pond application in the show notes below. Or you can email me at beemakingjoy@gmail.com. Let's see. But the feedback from my tech editor was good, so I'm really happy with this pattern. And it's in a DK weight summer yarn, and my gauge for it is 20 stitches to 4 inches on a 4mm needle. So it's a fairly quick knit. And here's another peek at the one that I made for my daughter. So it is named for her, Elana Seafoam Crop top. And as I said, the instructions also give a full length version. So that's where that stands. And in this episode, I have 2 finished objects for this episode. Except we can debate whether this is actually a finished project. At what point do I call it finished? The knitting is done, so that's why I'm showing it to you now. But it still needs an elastic in the waistband, a button, and of course all the ends woven in. So this is a skirt to match the crop top, Elana Seafoam. So I think I'm calling it the Elana Seafoam skirt. This version was done in Karen Cloud Cakes, but that will not be my recommended yarn. It's 100% polyester. It's very fuzzy. I think it's going to pill. But it was stash yarn that she picked out. She loves the color. And it almost matches her top. But it's on the thin side, so I managed to hit the same gauge as I do with the DK weight yarn. So the pattern is still written for a DK weight yarn. But I'm going to get some more, I think a dark purple of this Nettle Soft DK from Ancient Arts Yarn to make myself a matching skirt as well. And as I go through the pattern again to make sure it's as we like. So look for that in the future. Let's see. The second finished object is one that I started last week. After I said that I wasn't going to start anything new, that I was going to focus on my writing, then I was watching a podcast and got motivated. I was motivated by Taylor Earl from Wool Needle's Hand podcast, and she started a new knit along, make along that she was calling Something Old, Something New. And the premise of this make along is to repurpose something into a new project. And she herself is making a shopping bag out of old yarn and old purse handles. So I was inspired to use the yarn that I unraveled last February from a 30-year-old UFO and redesign my water bottle sling pattern, adding a pocket for a cell phone. And I really should put a water bottle and a cell phone in here and show it to you. I'll put pictures of it in here with it finished. I'll have pictures for you of the 30-year-old project that I unraveled and the yarn that came from it. And I don't know what kind of yarn it is. I expect it's polyester or acrylic. Worsted weight. It's obviously worsted weight. I'm still debating whether I'm going to release it as a new pattern or rewrite, edit, resubmit, republish my previous water bottle sling pattern, which I should have brought to show you. And anyway, I'm in the process of another version, not another version, another sample, as I write up the instructions and take photographs. This white yarn will show up better for photographs. And one thing that I do find I have to change is this cell phone pocket. I want to reposition it so that it lines up centered with the strap. So that's what we're doing with this new project. So that's my purse project. So it's just coming along. It stays in my purse for times when there's stressful waiting to be done. Now we're on to works in progress. These spa socks I've talked about before were my purse project until I started making it in acrylic in a larger ball of yarns. I can't go in my purse. So it's been my beside the desk project. So I've got one sock done in a larger size than the one that I've made for myself. I've worn these. They fit nice. I'm happy with them. I had my husband try this one on. It fits his foot. So working on the second one. Gonna do the toe dividers. I think I'm going to write up the pattern for 3 different sizes. And I chose to switch to acrylic yarn because acrylic is non-absorbent. So when you put the sock on you put the moisturizer on your foot and put the sock on, the sock shouldn't absorb all that moisture. You want your foot to absorb it. So let's see. That's where that stands. I don't know if this project is going to come with me to Nova Scotia or not. Probably because I think I will need some very simple knitting there. So yes, I'm pretty sure this will come with me. This is a good time to stop and tell you the family news, because as we talk about my works in progress, I'll be talking about what comes on my trip with me. My sister, just this past week, had lost her battle with cancer. She passed away, and we have a family service next week. So I'm flying to Nova Scotia. I haven't asked my parents how long I can stay for, but I booked my flight for my trip for 2 weeks to stay. My sister was only 50 years old. She was diagnosed last year. By the time they found it, breast cancer had metastasized, is that the word? Into the bone and into a couple of organs. So she tried chemo, wasn't helping. She spent the last 6 months in palliative care with my parents. She had been living with my parents up until that point. And my parents spent the winter driving in every day to visit her. And so I think she was very comfortable at the end. Anyway, I just want to say, take advantage of whatever health care you can get yourself. You have a mammogram, have a pap smear annually or twice every second year, or whatever it is that your health department will offer. Please take advantage of that. Okay, I'm back, ready to show you some more works in progress. Let's talk about the things I'm making out of this book. Knit a Square, from flat to fabulous, or something like that was the catchline. I'm working on the fox. Now here's his body, his nose, his feet, the other feet. So that gets shaped. Here's his ears. I've got 2 ears. And the tail is almost finished. It's knit upside down. This is where it attaches to the body. And it tapers to a point, and I think I'm about where I need to change to the white. I have to go back and read my instructions. But of course, this project is not coming with me, so you won't see it again for a while. But that's where it's at. And the cat hasn't had any more progress either. If you'll remember, the cat was just the cover up for when my daughter walked in the room. She didn't know that I was making the fox. I don't think she knows yet. I'm pretty sure she doesn't watch my podcast. She's never said anything about them. So that's staying and hiding here in my box. So it might be a while before you see that again. Now, my brioche project got a lot of work. I finished the seafoam skirt while we were in Victoria. So then on the drive home, I got a lot of progress on this. It's the Lemon Difficult Shawl pattern by Kate Afterly. It starts at the point and increases its way out. So it will, as you wear it, this will be the long side. This way. So it's still got a long ways to go, but it did make a lot of progress. And I told you all about the introduction to brioche class I took with Kate Afterly last month, beginning of May, at the Gathering Threads Festival in Edmonton. And so this is her pattern, the Lemon Difficult Shawl. I'm using Red Heart and Bernat worsted weight yarns in a variegated purple and a gray. And it's not a casual project. Each time I picked it back up, I had to think it through and do a few more pattern repeats before I was back on the roll again. I had to think through, am I doing barks or burps? Is this the right side or the wrong side? And I was reciting in my head for the first little while each time. Slip, bark, slip, bark, slip, bark. Or slip, burp, slip, burp, slip, burp. And for those who have never done brioche, and I'm sure there's a lot of us who haven't tried it yet, in brioche there is a stitch called a brioche knit, written as BRK, and there's a brioche purl written as BRP, and in slang we refer to them as barks and burps. So I was going through my head each time as I'm picking it back up. And each time I had to think through which is the right side and which is the wrong side. Until I came up with a mnemonic. Gray starts with G. G is good. This is the right side. Purple starts with P. P for pearl on the wrong side. So once I started putting that into my head, it got quicker and easier. I had a stitch marker marking the right side, but when it got left way down behind, it was a lot of effort to figure it out again. Where was it? Where is it? Where is it? Anyway, so I came up with a mnemonic, and barks and burps going through my head the entire drive. But a lot of progress. This is going to stay in my car bag, my waterproof bag for the car, for the next long road trip, which should be the last week of June, as my husband has an Ironman in Coeur d'Alene. That is a 7-hour drive plus border crossing. So that will be my Coeur d'Alene project at the end of the month, end of June. Because yes, it's definitely not coming to Nova Scotia with me. It's too much to take on an airplane trip. Let's see. Those are the only projects that I've touched in the last 2 weeks. My whip count is back up to 9 projects, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 projects on the needles. What's coming with me on the airplane will be my stadium sit-upon design that I'm still working on, because it's finger and weight yarn. I think finger and weights are perfect for airplane trips because they're a lot of knitting for a little amount of space of yarn to carry. So it's on this easy stage, easy stockinette in the round with increases at the corners. Perfect airplane knitting project. I'm pretty good at keeping my elbows to my side as I knit. I have an aisle seat, but this shouldn't be a problem. And then I need to go get pack the white and black yarn as well so that I can make the other side of it. So if you haven't seen my previous episodes, this I'm calling a stadium sit-upon. I've made a football version. I have a hockey version partially made. This is my soccer version. I have the graphs ready for a baseball version and a basketball version. So we're still going to take quite some time before I get to the pattern release stage, to even this test knitter stage, because I want to check the graphs myself to make sure that what I'm graphing out actually works with yarn, because the stitches can get skewed. It's not as nice in yarn as it is on a square graph. So yeah, that's that. That's what's coming with me is airplane knitting. And as I said, I've decided I'm taking the socks with me to make a couple more pairs. And I'm taking the water bottle sling as a purse project. And of course, if I still need more knitting, I can buy another ball of yarn and make some more water bottle slings to give away, or socks or something. So that's what's coming with me. That's that. Let's move on to acquisitions. While I was in Victoria, I was able to visit the Beehive wool shop in downtown Victoria. They were having their anniversary sale, their 117th anniversary. They weren't in the same location for the whole 117 years, but they've been in operation that long. That's pretty amazing. So they were downtown Victoria. They're on the corner of, I think it's Douglas Street and Fiskard Street in the Chinatown area, just on the edge of the Chinatown area in downtown Victoria. So I spent quite some time there looking through everything in the store. Here's a picture of the store for you. I really enjoyed touching. I think I pretty much touched at least one ball of every kind of yarn out there, and picked up and read the color names of so many different ones. I am so amazed of how these dyers can come up with the names for their project, because I struggle with names for my knitwear designs. I need to get more creative with that. Anyway, so I was walking through the store. The first thing that caught my eye was this bling. And my first thought was, that's the yarn that Noelle and Kelly on Knits and Pieces podcast bought. So I bought 3 balls of this one. It is Elana Seafoam palettes, made in Italy. It's 100% polyester. So can you see the sequins? Polyester with sequins attached. It's a very fine thread. It's this is 25 grams. There's 195 meters, or 213 yards per 25 grams. So it's very lightweight. I bought 3 of them, so that'll be about 600 and something yards. I'm thinking a shawl. I may pair it with another yarn. I need that very similar color for a heavier garment. Could be a shirt. Either way, my daughter and I agreed that the sequins on this shoulder will be so nice, eye-catching. So whether it's a shawl or a shirt, I don't know. We'll sit on that idea for a while before we start doing anything with it. And then I spoke to one of the staff members about a pattern that they featured in their email a few weeks back. The Mohair Bias Loop by Church Mouse Yarns and Tees. Mohair Bias Loop. So we picked out yarn for that. It's Drops Kids Silk, which is a blend of 75% mohair and 25% silk. So two of those is what the pattern tells me I need for this Mobius strip. So I don't know when we'll get started on that, but oh, it's so soft, so fluffy, and I think this will be the perfect color to go with any dress. Yeah, any evening dress, because as you see, it knits up kind of see-through. And I was attracted to this because a friend just a few weeks prior to the email coming out was talking about needing something similar for a gaping front evening gown. Not that I'm making it for her, but it was her daughter's evening gown she was talking about, or something like that. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So that's that. And then, on the other side of the store, I found this. And I had been looking for a colorway in a fingering weight for a double knit scarf for my daughter. We were looking for a stained glass kind of effect to do the glass cat do double knitting the glass cat scarf pattern by Lisa Hannum Fox, the same designer of the double knit cat venture scarf that I made last winter that I've shown on previous episodes. So it's yeah, I bought 2 skeins of that. It will get paired with a black, and it will make cats in some sort of a stained glass look. A scarf for my daughter. Yeah, that's that. Those are my acquisitions. I don't have the new yarn for June yet from Ancient Arts because it's only June 1st. I'll have to make sure they can hold it for me for when I get back, middle of the month I get back. So that's the end of this episode. Thank you for watching. I hope to get it edited and uploaded today. And if you like it, please click the like button. And you can subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can be notified when the next video goes out. Which, I don't know if it will be right away after I get back from Nova Scotia or what, but you will get another video. I will be continuing with these when I'm able. So thank you for watching. Happy knitting, happy crocheting, happy baking, happy jigsaw making, model car making. Whatever it is you do, go find some joy. Thank you.